I believe we've just started the live. So hello, welcome everybody to our, I think this is class number 4. If you're here the first time, my name is Chobi. I'm an English fluency learning and language anxiety coach, mainly helping you communicate, speak English fluently, remember vocabulary, especially focusing on entrepreneurs, business owners, academics, or ambitious professionals who want to improve their career opportunities. So I'm going to have to quickly set up my TikTok live, but then we're going to jump in and have a look at a bunch of things together. Today, we'll be doing a bit of reviewing, super important for us to remember that we want to spend more time reviewing vocabulary than always learning new things, right? So many people make this mistake that they are way too they're just overwhelming themselves with a lot of vocabulary. So what we try to do in my classes is spending at least 67% of the class time reviewing vocabulary, whether it's something that we are learning that comes from an earlier class or something we just want to review from a previous class. It's important for us to remember vocabulary so we can walk into a conversation and then don't need to struggle with forgetting vocabulary. So I always recommend reviewing vocabulary as much as you can. And that's something we're going to do today as well. So let me just share my slides that I prepared today. So we will have a look at both the phrasal verbs we learned about a week ago, and then also last Friday, I believe, we learned a few expressions from an article as well. So the question is how often you, just a second, say hello guys in the comments. If you just joined us, let us know who you are, where you come from, how motivated you are about learning English, all sorts of stuff. I'm just gonna quickly set up my YouTube, my TikTok live, so they are able to watch the stream as well. For a second. All right. So let me just share the document that I prepared so we can have a look and practice a bit. So one of the best ways I find we can always review vocabulary is simply questions. When we, a lot of people make the mistake of reviewing by simply, I'm just going to get as close as I can, by simply looking through their vocabulary. That is a huge mistake because it doesn't help us remember things. It helps us to kind of memorize words for a test. So you may be able to remember, let's say, for like 24 hours, 48 hours. But what actually helps us improve so much more is when we are able to practice using vocabulary, right? Always ask yourself, how often do you use vocabulary? If I had a penny for every student that comes to me, sends me a message, asks in a comment, I don't remember vocabulary. I always forget vocabulary. And I'm like, how often do you use that vocabulary? So we're going to jump in and practice reviewing these. And we've got a couple of questions here. So if you want to be an active participant of the class, feel free to leave your comments. Feel free to share, practice. The comment section is there. Yes, Ahmed, go ahead to YouTube. There is a link in my bio. You can check this out. There's going to be a link that you can join us with. And then feel free to participate, right? Way too many people are never going to speak English fluently because they never use the language. So our live classes, this is what I can do twice a week. Hello, Ahmed, how's it going? This is what I call action taking. Thank you. So we've got a couple of things to practice with. Feel free to use the comment section to leave comments, to go ahead and practice with us, because we know if we don't practice English, we cannot complain, right? The worst thing people can do, a clear sign if somebody is not serious about learning English, is when they don't even try, they don't leave comments, right? So this is not another video you're supposed to watch. It's another video you're supposed to participate in. So we've got the first question here, which is, how can someone liven up a boring evening? Awesome, you're already here. Thank you. Great. Yeah, this is a role. You're a role model, Ahmed. You're just simply showing other people that it's all about that. It's all about trying, all about commenting, all about doing the best you can to study. So let's have a look at the first question. The first question says, how can someone liven up a boring evening? This is a phrasal verb we looked at about 2 weeks ago on this YouTube live class. And I don't know if you remember, Ahmed, what liven up means. We usually use liven up in, let's say, lots of examples like, I wanted to liven up my bedroom, so I bought some flowers, or I bought a colorful scarf celebrating FC Barcelona. So liven up is make something more exciting. Liven up is to give life in it, right? Liven up has the word life inside of it. So how would you liven up a boring evening? How would you make it more interesting? And you can just say something like, I'd liven up my boring evening by, I don't know, if you ask me, I would liven up a boring evening by going for a run, going to the gym. I would liven up a boring evening by cooking with my friends. Spice up is pretty much similar as well, right? Liven up, spice up, very similar. Spice up could also be that. Spice up is more like, I think, decoration, right? So you would say, spice up, I spice up my room with some Easter eggs. You would decorate it. So what about liven up? Liven up in this case is make something more exciting. So I'd liven up a boring evening by going for a run. I'm not a big runner, but running for 10, 20 minutes a day is always giving me so much more energy, improves my memory, my focus. So I would liven up a boring evening. Awesome. I would liven up a boring evening by meeting my friends. Perfect example. Okay. Second, how do you usually lift up your friend when they're in a bad mood? How would you lift up a friend when they're in a bad mood? Lift up is our slogan of our community. With my students, we say that we lift up each other as a way to say that we help each other, we support each other. When we are part of, like we are learning together, learning from each other, we are lifting each other up, we are helping each other. So how would you lift up a friend? How would you cheer them up? How would you make them feel better? So H, I don't know, I can't read your name. Go ahead and go to the link right under my bio and you can join us. There's literally a link in the link in my bio, in my profile picture, and you can join. Feel free to. So lift up is a way I would lift up my friend. I have a really good friend who's also an English teacher. Like I'd lift up my friend by buying her a cappuccino. I lift up a friend in a bad mood by encouraging him and telling him to move on. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I would say so. One thing you can start paying attention to, Ahmed, is the word encourage. Usually, we don't just say we encourage somebody. You can motivate him, but with encourage, we would need to use something afterwards. Okay, so let's say I lift up a friend in a bad mood by encouraging him to go for a run, by encouraging him to forget his girlfriend, by encouraging him to say goodbye to his old friend or something. Okay, so encourage is usually used with encourage somebody to do something. You can motivate somebody, but most of the time you're going to encourage somebody to do something. Okay, so great job, Ahmed. Try to remember, encourage somebody to do. Very easy to remember it as a phrase. I encourage my friend to do this or to do that. And then we have a next one as well. Good, yeah, Ahmed, this is what happens when you try. This is what happens when you leave a comment. So we have the third question, which is, which one has a much lower risk of? Ahmed, I think you were here on this class last Thursday, I believe. Something has a lower risk of something. So if you remember, we used this phrase, a great phrase to use in an exam if you take an IELTS, if you do writing or anything else. Which one has a much lower risk of death? Smoking every day or eating salads? Which one has a lower risk of death? We can still die by eating salads, but I guess which one of the two would have a lower risk of death? Let us know in the comments, guys, on YouTube. Awesome. Here we have another example. My friend lift up his pregnant woman by giving her to eat. So my friend lifts up a pregnant woman by giving her to eat. That's a great one. So yes, eating salads has a much lower risk of death, right? You can simply practice phrases, right? That's what we do with my students all the time. Phrases, phrases, phrases. It has a lower risk of death. Eating salads has a lower risk of death. So living in the village, living in the mountain, living close to nature has a lower risk of death. Then let's see the next one here. Tell a sport, a dish, or a hobby that isn't your thing. Ahmed, if you were here last Thursday, do you remember what isn't your thing? What do we use it for? Thank you for the like. We have the first like here. Thank you so much on TikTok. Those who eat salad have a much lower risk of death. Perfect. This is an excellent sentence. Try to remember that. Hey Yati, how's it going? Nice to have you here. What would be an example for a sport, a dish, or a hobby that isn't your thing? What isn't your thing? In my case, scrolling on social media isn't my thing. I really don't like scrolling on TikTok. I run my business here. I help students learn English here, but it isn't my thing. Or let's say complaining isn't my thing. Being negative isn't my thing. Lazing around on my sofa, eating chips isn't my thing. Awesome, Ahmed says, scrolling on social media isn't my thing. Great. That is already a sign of success. Successful people don't waste their time scrolling on social media. Okay, you wrote it before you say it. That's fine. That means we are connected. A clear sign of somebody who appreciates their time is if they don't waste their time and life on social media. So that's a great one. What else isn't your thing? Blaming people isn't my thing. Nice. I can see some intelligence here. Awesome. Very good. And then the last one, and then we're going to move on to the next slide, which is basically different ways you can talk about possibilities in the future. So here we have an expression like swap something for something. So what would you swap 8 hours of working for? Swap is change something, right? You can swap your old iPhone for a new one. You can swap your salad for a hamburger someday. You can swap your leg day for a chest day in the gym. Disrespecting teachers. Don't forget the ing. But yes, disrespecting teachers isn't my thing. Ahmed, I think you're just trying to suck up. But yes, I'm kidding, of course. Respecting not just teachers, everybody. Like we are supposed to live in a society that helps each other. Most people are takers. Most people don't help others. Most people don't respect others because they don't respect themselves, right? So it all starts with mutual respect. Awesome. I'm glad you say it that way. So, what would you swap 8 hours of working for? Try to use this phrase as well. So, it's swap something for something. Let's see an example in the comments. We've got so many comments here already. I would swap 8 hours of working for a day by the pool. I would swap 8 hours of working by drinking a cocktail with my friend. I would swap 8 hours of working for taking a tour with my friends in a city in Europe. I would swap 8 hours of working for 8 hours of flying. If anybody knows me, you guys know that I'm always in a different place because I love traveling, love investing all my money in either learning, self-development, or traveling, because these are loads of experiences for us. So what would you swap 8 hours of working for? Would you swap it for 8 hours? Okay, for traveling to the countryside, we could say that, right? So you can swap 8 hours of working for traveling to the countryside. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. To the countryside, or maybe you can say, I swap 8 hours of working for traveling to another country. Yeah, that's right. Ahmed, thank you for trying. Thank you for leaving comments. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next page of our slide. So here we see a lot of examples. I don't know if I can make this bigger. So we have a lot of examples here of expressions that we can use to talk about future possibilities, right? Momo, if you'd like to join, just click my profile. There's going to be a link in my profile where you can join the class on YouTube. So you can find it on my YouTube channel and participate as much as you can. This is your opportunity. Don't just be like most people who are gonna keep watching this live and never do shit to reply and leave comments. Join us and be an active part of this. So we have a few expressions here. So, oops, I'm gonna just try and get closer to there. And it says, I've changed internet providers. I may well be connected by the end of the week. So may well be is kind of like possibly. So like 50%. So a few other examples would be like, I may well visit, or I may well meet my friend for a coffee this Friday. I just put this here as an example here. I may well meet my friend for coffee today, on Friday. I made a mistake there. So I may well travel to Mexico next month. So may well means you're not exactly sure if it's going to happen. Maybe 50, 60%. I may well do this. I may well do that. Okay? We're going to practice later on a bit. Then definitely is something we use all the time when we are 100% sure about something, right? So I'll definitely send an email to my student. I'll definitely make time for speaking practice in English. I'll definitely call my friend in the evening. So we can have that too, right? So I'll definitely do something. I think this is clear. This evening. Definitely is 100%. I'll definitely call my friend this evening. Then probably is very good, Ahmed. We can see already using it. I may well eat some fruits as a snack before going to gym. A few modifications. Fruits usually means many types of fruits. Otherwise, I would say eat some fruit. So if you just mean fruit in general, just remember, we would say eat some fruit. No S there. Fruits would mean multiple fruits, loads of fruits, right? So let's say not just mangoes, but also papayas, bananas, pineapples, and everything else. But great job. The second thing is going to the gym. So for many different words in English, this is something sometimes we focus on with my students. The articles have a meaning. So in this case, going to the gym is going to be like, okay, so many types of fruits. Awesome. So going to the gym, you will definitely have to use the article there. Okay, we can say go to hospital. We can say go to school. We can say go to where else? Prison, but we can't say go to gym, go to the gym. Try to remember the whole phrase, all of this together, okay? Awesome. Then the next part is I'll definitely or I'll probably, right? So definitely is 100%, probably is 70%. What I want to focus on is more like the one here. It says likely and unlikely. I don't hear this enough. I always tell my students as well, guys, start using the word likely, start using the word unlikely as well, because they can help you a lot. So it's just a different structure. So you can say, will be things like, my sister is likely to graduate this June. People are unlikely to feel better when they buy expensive shit. So likely is very, very probable, like 70%, I would say. And unlikely is improbable, almost like impossible, right? So if you're unlikely to do something, that basically means maybe it's about 10%, 20%, okay? People are unlikely to feel better when they buy expensive shit. How many people buy expensive shit, expensive coffee, expensive clothes, and they don't feel happy, right? Because we know happiness is inside. It's a decision we can make every day to change the way we look at things. So another way to use unlikely would be like, it's unlikely to snow in Mauritania. I guess, right? How often does it snow there? It's unlikely to snow in Mauritania. Or it's unlikely to, let's see, be sunny in London. It's okay, it's okay. So Ahmed says, I didn't get yet likely and unlikely, and that's perfectly fine. So one thing I always teach my students is that we need to see the same phrase or same word many, many times until we feel we know 100%, okay? So the goal is really focus on being okay, how much you understand, because that doesn't mean anything. When you look at more examples, you're going to see how it works, okay? So we can understand something just 70% or 50%. We can still keep going. If you don't understand it, we don't need to panic. We don't need to feel nervous. You're not stupid. It's normal, because learning vocabulary until we have confidence to use it takes time and patience, right? Many people know this, but they don't really use, they get so frustrated. So as you learn, as you see more examples, do you give a private lesson? If you're interested, Madane, thank you so much for your interest. If you are serious, I'd love to help you. So you can send me a message if you want to, using there's a link you can check. You can send me a message on TikTok, or you can just send me an email to this email as well. Of course, if you're interested. So you can take notes of this. You can see that in the live as well. And it will be an honor to help you and be your coach. And thank you for your interest. So going back to likely and unlikely, we can practice this a little bit. Okay, so how likely are you to become the president of your country? So in my case, I'm not a very big fan of my country, my home country, Hungary. So I would say I'm unlikely, almost impossible, to become the president of Hungary. I'm not likely to do that. I'm unlikely to become the president. There's almost zero chance, 10%, 5%, right? 1%. Okay, that's how unlikely works. Or how likely are you to move to another country? We can see a few examples here, guys. Let us know in the comments. How likely are you to move to another country? 10%, 20%, 50%, 80%. I'm unlikely to move to another country. I'm likely to move to another country. I'll definitely move to another country. We have all these options. So I'm unlikely to move. Okay, apparently there's a restriction on my live now. I'm unlikely to move. I'm likely to move. I will probably move, and I'll definitely move. So which of these is true for you? If you're learning English, you know that that's the power, that's the possibility. People who speak English confidently because they worked so hard, they will be able to move to another country. This happened to me. Right? English is not my native language. So I was able to move to London. I spent 6 years in London, 3 years in Japan, and 2 more years, 3 years in Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, because I speak English. So that's, if nothing else, that can be your motivation. A better job, a better life, a better opportunity in another country. I may well move to another country. Brilliant. Okay. Or you may well leave to another country. We can use that too, right? But I may well move to another country. Brilliant. Okay. Maybe you could say something that you're unlikely to move to, just for you to practice, Ahmed. What is a country you're unlikely to move to? In my case, I'm unlikely to move to Iceland because it's too cold. So I'm unlikely to move to Iceland because it's too cold. What is a country you're unlikely to go to move to? Yeah, share with us in the comments. Wow, we have 6 people watching, so welcome, welcome, guys. Say hello in the comments. Feel free to participate. Feel free to say hello. Use the sentences. This is for you guys to practice. We're going to stay here for another 10 minutes, so you guys can practice some of these phrases. Mark Madanelo says, thank you, I'll do it right now. Thanks so much, and looking forward to helping you. Super excited. It's always great when people are interested in learning and investing in themselves, because that's just a guarantee for a better life. So that's partly what motivates me to help people. I'm likely to move to Saudi Arabia to do the pèlerinage. So pèlerinage is a French word, right? So si tu veux dire pèlerinage en anglais, ça serait pilgrimage. Okay, so for anybody who, how to call it in English? Yeah, pilgrimage. That will be pilgrimage, right? So I moved to Saudi Arabia to do the pilgrimage. That's one way to put it, eventually. Okay, so gonna move back to, oops. Gonna move back to the example where we can, so we have likely and unlikely. Start using these. I know sometimes it can be very uncomfortable, but you can keep using unlikely and likely, okay? So are you likely to use this? Are you unlikely to use it? Okay, you can use it. There's so many different ways you can use likely and unlikely. My parents are likely to buy a caravan. It's like 70%. Okay, then we also have some other examples here. So we have more likely and less likely. So in my case, I'm more likely to travel in Central America this year. I'm less likely to travel in Asia because I've been there. Thank you for the likes. I don't know your name, but Leaf and Brown Heart, thank you so much for the support, for the help. You're helping me a lot. And guys, we have 6 people watching. I want to see more comments. I want to see you guys trying. I want to see you guys have those, fingers on the comment section and leave examples. Not because of me, because of you. It's an opportunity for you to practice. We have 6 minutes left. After 6 minutes, I'm going to have to go have dinner, prepare for my classes, but feel free to leave your, what is it called? Feel free to leave your comments. Abdurrahman Ahmed, another person inquiring about classes. Of course, I do private classes or online classes, groups, private classes as well. If you're interested, you can let me know in a message through either my TikTok or just send me an email through this email. You can let me know what you need help with, if it's grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or anything, and I will reply and we can discuss how we can work together. If you are serious about learning English, I can't wait to help you. Speaking English completely changed my life. Learning to speak English fluently was not easy. It also wasn't hard, but it completely changed my life. So if it can change your life and I can help you in any way as a coach with classes, activities, materials, coaching, supporting, awesome. Thank you so much, Ahmed or Abdurrahman. Which one is your, probably Abdurrahman is your first name, right? I don't want to make mistakes with this. So we have a few more expressions here. So more likely and less likely. Okay, can you guys try and use one of these? I'm more likely to do something, or I'm less likely to do something. I'm more likely to, okay, we've got one here. Ahmed, brilliant. My father's more likely to go hunting this afternoon. Brilliant. And are you less likely to go? Thank you. Thank you, Makmadane. Is that how you pronounce your name? I really don't like butchering names, guys. So we have 2 more phrases. Let's just have a look. We have, I wouldn't be surprised. This is for my more advanced students here. If you have at least intermediate level, you can use second conditional. So I wouldn't be surprised if my phone battery died. Notice the sentence structure here, right? This is what tense, present, future, past. Tom says, hello, bro. I'm unlikely to move to another country because of my feeling to my motherland. I know it can be a big thing. So of course, stay there if that makes you happy. Wherever place makes you happy. If you're happy in your motherland, then feel free to do that. So I wouldn't be surprised if my phone battery died. This is an expression that has got nothing to do with surprise. This means 0%. Okay, so a few examples would be, I wouldn't be surprised if, oh no, sorry, this is 100%. I wouldn't be surprised if I finished this class in 5 minutes. This is definitely going to happen, 100%, right? For example, this is a phrase that is really complex. So if you're passing an IELTS, you're taking an IELTS, taking an exam, using an expression like this is going to help you so much. I wouldn't be surprised if and past. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ahmed becomes a successful person. This means Ahmed is 100% going to be a successful person. Rihal, how is it going? Thank you so much for joining us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ahmed becomes a successful, oh, that was a mistake there. Sorry. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Ahmed became a successful person. Or I wouldn't be surprised if let's say if humanity died in 200 years. So this means 100%. Something that is definitely going to happen. Okay, can you guys try? Because this is a bit harder. That's why we left it towards the end of the class. So I wouldn't be surprised if something. So past. I wouldn't be surprised if my father came back home at 10 p.m. I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know, people, whatever, gave up learning English. Or I wouldn't be surprised if I learned to speak German as well. So what is something 100% sure is going to happen? I wouldn't be surprised if, thank you, Tom. I'm not the best teacher, I'm the best teacher for my students. At least that's my motivation. I wouldn't be surprised if I got the best benefits from Chubby's classes. So you can feel free to say Chubby's classes. Thank you. So believe me, the only thing you need is what you're doing. Ahmed, what you're doing, leaving comments, trying, coming up with examples, taking your English seriously, and keeping on working for your dreams is really what you need. Most people are never going to leave comments. Most people are never going to try. So be proud of yourself for doing this. This is what you're going to need, trying and learning from your mistakes. So thank you so much. And everybody else, if anybody wants the PDF, I'm going to leave a comment in the comments. So in about 5 minutes, you can come back and download the PDF. So you can have these for you, okay? So you can use them. You can rewatch this. I'm going to leave this on my YouTube channel. You can check out some of my other videos. And make sure, if you feel like you're struggling, we've got a free community for you to join us. It's called Build Your Fluency. We have a class where we practice having conversations. It's all free every Sunday. And next month, so in April, we're going to have a vocabulary challenge. So you can, explode your vocabulary with us together. You can also download, we have a free PDF, which I call 17 Habits of Successful English Learners. You can read 17 of the most important things you need to do if you want to wake up speaking English naturally, automatically, fluently in about a year, in about 6 months from now. You can pick a few of these habits and start building these up. This is ultimately what's going to help you, your habits, what you choose to spend your time with. Successful people change their habits. And then we have a masterclass coming up on the 10th of April. We've got the masterclass coming up, which I'm running once a year with 50% discount. So if you'd like to join, if you want to get everything you need to know about how exactly to build your confidence, how not to worry about making mistakes, how not to hold yourself back, procrastinating, waiting, how you can slowly doing it every single day, build your confidence up without feeling stressed, join us. I'm going to run this for 50% off the current price. So feel free to sign up now. It's going to be 50% off until the 8th of April. So feel free to join. Check out. There's going to be a link in the description below. Okay. So thank you so much for everybody for how can you join my class. Rihal, if you're interested in my paid communities, you can send an email or either just send me a comment here and I can send you something, or you can message me on TikTok and then we can talk. Ahmed says, I'll definitely attend all the classes and I wouldn't be surprised if my fluency in English became better. Beautiful sentence. Beautiful sentence. So Ahmed, Rihal, and I think Makmadane and Abdurrahman, thank you so much, guys, for your participation. You didn't just help my content. You didn't just help make this class an incredibly useful one. You were also practicing and trying. And that is what successful English students do. They don't wait, they don't watch, they don't procrastinate, they don't overthink, they practice. So thank you so much, guys. You guys are amazing. Tomorrow, because this weekend is Easter in my country, and we're gonna go on holiday with my family. So tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. European time, 5 p.m. GMT, same time as today, we have another class. Only for this week. Usually I have the class on Thursday, so you can join us, okay? And keep on practicing. So hope to see most of you guys tomorrow at the same time, 6 p.m. GMT +1, so 5 p.m. GMT London time. You can already check out and set up the notification and join us tomorrow for another class. Probably we're going to focus on useful expressions in a specific topic that you're going to find very, very useful. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, guys, for trying, Rihal, Ahmed, and so many other people here, Mahmadana and Abdurrahman, for leaving comments as well. You guys are amazing. Bye-bye.